Hello.
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby, as we say. Hope you're having a wonderful morning on this Saturday morning, keeping it calm and collective here, as we just had a beautiful short squeeze for Bitcoin. And I attempted to show up right before it happened with my time machine. I had documented the day that it went up in the morning, and I figured if I showed up at a certain time, we would get the move, and we did. I was just a second late helping my wife. What a move to the upside here, though, for Bitcoin, as we went to 42,450. Let's talk about what I'm looking at. Filecoin also up 10%, AVAX up 10%, VeChain, Pepe, but Filecoin and AVAX leading the game. And if you're in my trading group, AVAX was something we talked about last night. We went over. Some leverage traders made some gains on it. I made some gains. Talking about making gains every single day here on the channel. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Every morning at around 7 a.m., you get an update every weekday for Bitcoin. And when I go to bed, sometimes 11, sometimes 12, sometimes 1 a.m. like last night in the trading group. People always say, what do I get when I join the trading group? What's the point of joining a trading group? Well, what if you had a hyperactive brain scanner that had traded the market for 15 years and was able to put all of those years of knowledge into scanning the market for you? And look at how much I'm working every single day, constantly looking at charts, constantly seeing different ideas and things that matter in the market that can make it happen for you. You know what I mean? And just the education, just watching my mind work on the market helps you figure out your game plan and where you could be going in the market. So that's the whole idea. I believe by shadowing someone that's done it before, you'll learn. And it's almost like a mentoring process. And it's a subconscious mind theory to help you push through barriers in your life that may be holding you back, as you saw that I pushed through barriers in my life that were holding me back. So why can't you? It's a learn by doing, but once you're with the action, it becomes a little more real. Like, you can know me online and watch one video, but once you actually work with me, like you're with me on a daily basis, I think that's when everything changes. All right? That's when things really start to click. That's where the magic happens. All right? God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And shout out to everybody here in the trading group. May God bless all of you and every single one of us. Unbelievable. The milestones that have happened this month and this year in 2023. Taking a look at Bitcoin, I see a bit of a cup with a handle. Can we break out is the question to the upside. So far, we did slightly break out of this falling wedge. If we hadn't pushed up the way we did here, there would have been more of a chance we come down to the bottom of the wedge down here and fall out of the bigger pattern. So far, so good inside of the pattern. You can see we're making some type of a rising wedge here, though. Almost, it's like a slanted ascending triangle, but it has its feel, its vibes. Can we get the break to the upside? Right now, the 1 hour says it wants to dump on us to the downside. 1 hour is at resistance, doesn't want to make it happen. If we zoom in here closely, get rid of the moving averages, and just get into the nitty gritty, we see that the 1 hour has bounced here twice basically, but has resistance in this exact area. So we got to we got back above 42K. Great. Amazing. But now we need 42.3, right? And then we need this, with these, remember this, where we peaked that area, we need to get back above 43,450, 500 really. And, you know, we can talk about our next bigger moves. But we do have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low. Can we break through this? So we have a micro uptrend, we have a macro downtrend. We have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high. However, we didn't put in the lower low so far, unless we fight down and we fight through. So here's the chance here. Can the bulls come in the next, you know, I'd say 12 hours to, you know, at the most 36, but I'd say a little less than that even, and break us through this resistance here and make a higher high, changing this overall trend into a definite more big, you know, uptrend, right? Shout out to Alien Guru in the house. Shout out to everybody here. ICP is the hot coin of the night. It's been hot. It's been banging them to the upside. Awesome. It's been a really interesting coin to watch for sure recently, considering it's like, you know, up and down and then all of a sudden came out of nowhere. But no, it's hot though. It's hot. So I'm looking for the 1 hour to make a move, but it doesn't look good. I was watching the 2 hour, and that was what I was looking at this falling wedge for, to the upside. And so far the 2 hour is pushing further to the upside. Could it bend the 1 hour time frame and pin it? The 4 hour also has come down with a bounce, with a higher low. Okay. The one thing that we talked about and we went over on the daily was the hidden bullish divergence. All right. And that's kind of what got us here in the first place, right? The swing up, while the RSI, and we're going to get there right now, while the RSI is swinging to the downside, right? And that tells me that we have hidden bullish, and we should continue the trend to the upside that we're in, and we should end up above here. So even though sometimes it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, and there's times where it seems a bit odd, but it still happens anyway, regardless. And remember, irregardless is not a word. Regardless is the word that you want. Shirt makes me look entirely too large. Like, I'm popping out of my shirt. I just can't even contain myself. I've done too much lifting in the mornings, and my big back and my muscles are just pushing out of my shirt. I can't take it anymore. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We love you. We appreciate you. The ladies like big muscles. I'm telling you. Any ladies here in the chat that like big muscles? Hey, Crypto Lifer, I analyze Bitcoin so much. Not for me, you know. I'm just saying for, you know, in general, you know. For me, it's a liquidation game. What do you think about it? Oh yeah, all the time. That's why it's always a liquidation game. And it's about being on the other side of the liquidity, really, and watching people get liquidated while you get a move to the upside, you know. Yes, but not that big, said Jennifer. Yeah. I hear a lot of women say that. Assalamu alaikum. Join the group. Already finding value. Shout out to Shazli Tamrand. Salam alaikum, my friend. We love you. And tell your friends in your part of the world, we appreciate that. Shout out to all my Indian people here on the stream. If you're here from India, we love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to my Punjabis. Shout out to my Urdu, right? Urdus. Give me some muscles, Tessa. See that? All right. Looks good for more upside. Shout out to Mitchie P. Is that Michael Pa? I'm just joking around. Sold XRP for injective. I know, right? Think about all the people that hold XRP. Had they all sold their XRP for injective, how much money they would have right now? Oh my gosh. Injective just on a tear that will not end, continuing to rip to the upside. What about your Afghans? LOL. Shout out to my Afghans. Appreciate you all out there, for sure. Salam alaikum to my Afghan fam. You know, the SR flip at 42,350 was important so far. I wouldn't want to like put the whole house on the idea, right? But so far, we're all right. So I'm expecting a move to the top of the channel here for Bitcoin. What it also does, if you can see this, not perfect, but you can see a bit of a shoulder, a head, a bit of a right shoulder. And that's kind of what I've been looking for, right? You flip this upside down, I would definitely look at like a head and shoulder to the downside. So whenever you flip the chart, it kind of helps you balance your bias. No, because sometimes you're really overly bullish, but you're right. Like the market is more likely going to go up. But you feel like you're overly bullish, so you flip the chart and you're like, but I would be bearish there. So then it kind of makes you feel a little bit better about being overly bullish. Same idea if you were bearish, you know, and that's why I love alt inverse. and why I'm always flipping the chart upside down. It's something you'll see me do a lot, especially when I'm teaching, when I'm talking to my students, when we're doing live streams. Something you're going to see a lot, you know. Sam is the man. Shout out to Jebitron in the house. Inflation has made more gains than XRP. Jamie, man, we're going to have to give you a stand-up, man, segment during the live stream where you can just kind of list off the guy's on fire. The guy's on fire. Wow. So, anyway, and back to KuCoin, some of the 3L tokens, the oldies but goodies. The old 3Ls. Near, I'm back. I'm in near hard. And I shared my portfolio with everyone in the trading group just a couple days ago. So everyone can see every single coin that I've been accumulating during this bearish time. And it's not everything, but it's most things. Yeah, we're looking at Delicium as well, which is AGI. Definitely has been on the radar. Honestly, I've shared so many coins with my trading group. You want to really join the trading group. It's the hottest spot right now. And it just doesn't stop. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here for Delicium. So far, it's in a bit of a flag. 33-minute time frame. My secret sauce time frame that nobody knows about. Oh, now it's out the bag. But still, most people would forget and they won't remember. But the 33-minute time frame looking interesting to me for possible gains with the 33 right there, 535. And that is interesting, right? How you can, a palindrome, how you can go forward and backward, a palindrome, right? Like race car is a palindrome. Okay. Who here knows what a palindrome, and am I saying it right? A palindrome or palindrome? Palindrome. I think it's a palindrome. A palindrome. See? A palindrome. Yeah. A word or phrase or sequence units may be read the same way in either direction. Okay? Okay. All right. We can move on from that, right? I'm just making, There are palindrome BTC sats. YGG is pumping. YGG, man. You gotta love YGG. Yield Guild Games. Anything with a yield, guild, guild games, GGG, YGG. They all got to move, baby. They all got a pump, man. They got a pump to the upside, man. You got to have a couple of tokens, and you got to make it to the top, man. It is what it is, yeah. Grab a couple of tokens, wait for 100x, and you'll be happy as a clam there. Happy days, baby. Happy days. I'm not making fun of Tina. I'm doing my own thing, but. And look, inverted head and shoulder to the upside. You grab the shoulder, you grab the head, you grab the shoulder, you take it to the upside. It's simple. You do what you're supposed to do. You don't reinvent the wheel. Okay? This is what it is. It is what it is, but most people want to make a big deal out of it. Just get in there. Just get in there. Just take a right shoulder and get in there. Make a bunch of money. It doesn't matter. What's wrong with you people? You need to think clearer. Get your head straight. Get your head checked. Get some more tea and crumpets in you. Learn a little bit more there, You could have seen this beforehand. You could have made the money the same way. You could have seen it. Anyway, so imagine if someone just comes into the live and they think that's my real voice. And they leave. They never find out that I don't sound like that. That happens in real life. Get with the 99 if you want to see those dollar bills, y'all. Shout out to the $20 super chat, Lego my sats. And he's giving super chats away and in the 99, if you can believe that. Thank you for always showing up. Hardest working man in crypto. We appreciate you. Can you please check out VAIO? Good morning, Lifer. Can we check out XLM? Wow. And hold up. Let's get into the fan funding right here on a Saturday morning. Shout out to Cody, Lego my sats 369, John Preston, and Gabucci. My man. And again, I wouldn't be chasing that. I'd go to a smaller time frame and be looking for a flag. And even then, I wouldn't be chasing. But again, you do what makes you happy. GGG has been on my radar. Good guild games, which is also on KuCoin. Fell out the pattern, but doesn't mean it can't still be in a bigger flag, you know? Something like this. That's why we didn't enter the trade, right? And that's why I use my alert system. If the alert hits, you're like, okay. I want it to be perfect. If it's not perfect, I don't enter the trade. Blessings. Can you check out Animoca Brands gaming token REVV? I mean, Animoca's hot. They've been quiet recently, though, right? We haven't heard a lot from the Animoca, you know, takeover. I mean, behind the scenes, there's so many things they're in, though, that without even realizing it, they're always doing something. I just got this one on my radar. Shoulder has something brewing here. Once it consolidates and finds its way, so, you know, something brewing for this thing. Only a matter of time, in my humble opinion. Thank you so much for the super chat. God bless you. And thank you, Cody, a new subscriber, donating to the channel. We love you. We appreciate you. And we thank you. And let's celebrate the first super chat for Cody on a live stream. And it says on a live stream, so it means the first super chat ever on YouTube in it for them, right? That's what it says. Shout out to Tori. God bless you, man. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So let's get back into BTC so we can put it to bed. Yeah, we're going to put it to bed. We want it to tuck it in. We want it to sleep nice and tight. And we want it to put it to bed over here, eh? Hey, I told you to put that coin to bed 10 times, huh? I've been asking 68 over here. It doesn't matter, huh? Put the coin to bed and call it a day, huh? If you can't put it to bed, I'm going to put it to bed. Somebody's got to put it to bed, huh? Either you're going to do it or I'm going to do it, huh? What are you going to do over here? Hey, Johnny, I told you 10 times, Johnny. All right? If you can't do the work, then someone's going to have to clean you up. You know what I'm saying? All right? And I don't want to have to clean you up. It might be me, it might be him, it might be somebody. Hey, don't take it personal over here, huh? It is what it is, all right? Hey, if you want me to walk your dog, I'll walk your dog, but don't make me the one to, hey, don't take it personal over here. Shout out to everybody. Let's take a look at GameSwift from Jamie Zeno. And I've been talking about GameSwift a lot on and off. Don't try to steal my GameSwift thunder. No, I'm just joking around. But I do like GameSwift. Looking at it, I don't know, long-term hold, there's some iffy things behind it, but it still looks interesting. Cap Games also on the radar as we went over this, remember back when it was, I think, 16. Made a nice little move up to 20. Still hovering around, though. Do your research. $23 million market cap. Cap Gains on the radar. Something you may want to jump on into. But GameSwift is had a... I went over GameSwift, I think 2 or 3 months ago. I had a really good code review. All right? Which you don't really get as much, you know, the score that we saw, right? Also, it's multi-chain, Arbitrum, Ethereum, you know. Not easy to get. Right? This thing is, you really have to go get it. The only way to get this thing is on like decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. Bybit has it, which is interesting. Okay. I thought it might have been on NEXA. Let's take a look. Dogelon Mars is on my radar. I'll give you a freebie right there. You know, Token Metrics also has it on the radar. Starting to look at it. I traded this coin on and off back in the last bull run. It's an interesting little meme. You know, that's all it is though. High risk meme. Be very careful, right? Just as much stay away from it and, you know, do your own thing. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taken as financial advice. But just, you know, just something to think about here. You know, this is, you know, Doge chain pumped last night. Something's going on with the ecosystem. When Doge pumps, right, you have Doge 3L, which is a 3L token for Doge. You have Doge Chain. You have Dogelon Mars. You have a few other ones too. And there's probably 4 or 5 different ways to make money on Doge when Doge pumps. It's interesting. I remember going over this the other day, you know. And that's another reason why trading groups are amazing. Not only do you get the person that scans the market, but just years of knowledge. Like when AVAX pumps, I know that Trader Joe will pump. And then I understand the rest of the ecosystem. Same thing, you know. When Solana pumps, Serum and Radium will pump. I was able to talk about that to the trading group last week. 100% gains came out of Radium. And we were into Radium even before that. So it's really up even more if you think about it and break it down. So GSWIFT spot on Bybit. I like when I can just see it here on my old, and it's on BitGet. So the last time I talked about it was in this little flag here to the upside, right? And, you know, just simple, look, ascending triangle, measured move, and this thing is up beautifully. If you see this, up 70% gains for GSWIFT, just doing damage. All right, we were talking about this coin right there when it first came out. If we go all the way back down, bang, I found my first post when I went over it, and I looked at the date and I matched it, and I said, man, I was going over this coin. It's done a 9x since we first looked at it, GSWIFT. And a lot of these coins are up huge from their little, single digit 7 cent. Even here, if you just got in, even if you didn't have to get in way back then, even just around here, November 16th, 1 month ago, 12 cents. A beautiful 7x almost, basically. Out of control. Out of control. Unbelievable. So GSWIFT continuing to rip faces off. And honestly, this coin may not even have what it's supposed to have. It just has a narrative. And I keep telling people that I'd rather be a speculative investor than the best researcher in the game. I don't mind the research. The research is good for the long term. You got to have something to put your actual profits into at one point, right? And that's where the research comes in. And you also have things that you want 100x or 50x, right? You want to make a little more. That's where the research comes in. How long should I hold? Everything's speculative to me. It's how long should I hold and why should I hold it for this long? Give me the reason why. Do you hold Atom and Arbitrum? Yes, I hold both of those coins. I do. Yes, I do. I don't know how you know that, but yes, I hold both of those coins. Yes. Shout out to Kerry Weldon. We love you. We appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. And shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. And I'm just looking at the super chats coming in, and you people are amazing. $67 in chat revenue, 666 viewers. Right when I looked at it, it went 6666. I mean, is that supposed to be sun, though? Apparently, it's actually a good number. It got turned into what people think could be a demon number, but it's not. Look, right when I do that 6969, isn't that funny? I find that weird. Numbers are interesting to me. Very interesting. It's a sign. It's a sign. Somebody out there loves me. Anyway. So I want to see Bitcoin make a pump. And, so far it is pumping. Look, it's a slanted shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside. And it's the bigger shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we can flip the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame and get to the top of the pattern, that's what I'm looking for. So far, look, we've gotten the pump. I called this call at about 42,000 even like 41,930, right? When the time to go in. Why was this moved here? Hold on. I moved this. This shit, yeah, there. I don't know when I moved that. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Wow, it remembers all your moves, even when you leave the chart. That's amazing. How I did that, right, to go back, everybody, is Control Z, which is the same when I was an editor. So this was the entry that I gave to the trading group. 41,962. I mean, that is healthily in the money. Did not get stopped out. Stop loss can be brought up really right now into break even or into money. And so, and it's just a cup and handle. And there was no way we were going to get to the bigger, that's the bigger. Whenever I draw a cup and handle, I take the wick to the wick. And that tells me that we're likely going up. And this is why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy to the upside, all right? Sammy Cup and Handy. And shout out to anyone that was in Vegas. Hold on, I got to call this out. This is amazing. Shout out to anyone that was in Vegas.
Come here, and then he realized his wife is 18 months pregnant. He thought better of it, so I'm going to mail it to him. But let's have a big round of applause for Crypto Lifer Sam Price.
Yeah, Lifer.
Amazing. And to hear your name in another state in Las Vegas, to me is like, I don't know, it's pretty dreamlike. I said it is dreamlike. It's amazing, and thank God, thank everyone that supports me and loves me. I feel like I don't deserve it. It's so nice. Some of the nicest people in the world. Ooh, I just realized that this should be on. Sorry about that. But the nicest people in the world, really, in the crypto space. I was just thinking about it. You go out and they just, I've really been, hard work too and respect, but people greet you with open arms. So many people have been so nice to me at all the events I've gone to. It's been a blessing. What a space, any space I'd like. I mean, it's fun to be a part, I'm sure, of any industry, but this is the industry, man. It's the best industry I feel like to be a part of. And I think it's because of the people like you that show up in the live stream, each and every one of you that comes here every day. It's the type of people that cryptocurrency attracts. It attracts an amazing group of people. People that want to do different things with their life. People that want to push forward. People that want to make it happen. And so, may God bless everybody here in cryptocurrency. So, yeah, can we get back above the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame is the question. And, even if we just kind of slowly go sideways and tighter into this channel, that's all I'd like to see for Bitcoin so the altcoins can still have fun. All right. So, what I see tonight when I come on tonight at 8 p.m., because I do a double stream every weekend. All right. And through this update, this would have been fast forward done really fast with BOOKMAP, shown liquidity, and we would have went over a bunch of different things. And then you would have got this update every single morning. But I come live on the live stream on the weekends just to kind of share the same type of vibe with everybody, even if you're in the group or not. And, number one, it helps the group. It promotes the group, right? Because it says, well, you would have got this type of update, this type of vibe, and if you were in the trading group, right? So, look, when I look at it, it's interesting. There's liquidity on either side of us, and there's big liquidity on either side of us. The most and the closest is down to 40K, telling us that we could get dragged down there, but it doesn't mean we go there for sure, We do have a big bar that's close. 43 could get pulled up. Then we would go to 44, and there's just enough to sustain us all the way up to 48,000. So it's almost like there's people betting on either side. Maybe an ETF is coming, and it's either going to get rejected or not. And there's whales on either side waiting. Do we get the Santa rally to 50K? Do we get to 50K before the halving? These are big questions. These are, the questions that most people want the answers to. All right. Can you take a bite at ETH? Has a great community, and the story might surprise you as well. Thank you, if possible. Can you look at BYTE on ETH? Interesting. BYTE on Ethereum. So that's Bitcoin. I want to see it flip the 1 hour time frame, 200 SMA. If it does that, we're pumping to the upside. The 2 hour and the 4 hour looks mostly somewhat bullish. We need to see the 1 hour get pinned up here on the stochastics and hang out a little bit. Have the RSI ride out. And lack of bearish momentum for the bears. It looks so far so good, but we are still getting a rejection by the 200, right? And until we get back above that, what I like is the tightness though. And right now on top of all this, inside of this, I see our own little symmetrical triangle starting to form inside of here that we could break out of, right? If it's hard to see for you, we're looking at this puppy here and take away the moving averages, but we're looking at this guy. Okay. All right. So Bitcoin, I see it moving up or sideways, which isn't the best, but that's kind of what I see happen. I don't see a dump happening yet per se, but anything is possible, right? If we lose this trend line, we'll bearishly retest. We will come down to 41.5. Second, we lose 41.570 there, 550. We're dropping right down to 40,599. All right, that's just kind of what's going to happen. And then we're going to go meet the 200 SMA on the 4 hour time frame. As this moves sideways, we're going to come and touch it. All right, and that's just what's likely going to happen. All right, but right now the Stokes are taking off on the 4 hour. We have a higher low, and I'm going with the trend and the cup and handle. The 1 hour just isn't in our favor. We got to work this out. We needed this to kind of reset, or is going to wiggle through while we break above a resistance, and then it can reset. I want to me, it makes sense that we'll get a push to the top of the channel, then we'll reset, we'll come back down, then we'll have momentum on all time frames and the 1 hour, and we'll start to wiggle, and we can get our bigger move. It'll be our third higher low in a row, and we'll get tighter. But this is a symmetrical triangle. They mainly do break down, in my humble opinion, even though they're 50-50 patterns, and they could go either way. All right? And I know it's messy. You take away the moving averages, though, and you can see exactly what's kind of going down here. Falling wedge did break to the upside. We don't need this right now. This is too much. But the falling wedge did break to the upside. We got ourselves in a little bit of a rising wedge here. If the rising wedge did break out, I'm just showing you the measured move would take us to the top of the pattern. All right. And remember, there's a chance that we're still making this bigger pattern like I talked about. And we're going to go all the way to the top. But right now, I take what's in front of me. And what's in front of me right now, 2 touch points. We got ourselves a symmetrical triangle. So that's where we stand. That's what I see for BTC. All right. And if you had taken the trade in the trading group last night, you're in the money already as we entered at 41,962 inside of this cup and handle as it broke out. All right. ICP, says my man. Let's take a look at ICP. It was one of the bigger gainers of the day, last night, and into the weekend. ICP, baby, ICP. Wow. And it continued to rip too. I made this little flag and talked about it here, so I was all over it. I had an alert here for ICP. I don't know if someone made me go over it, talk about it. But, you know, the breakout with the retest, and then that thing with, you know, the retest was the perfect entry right there. And this thing was gone. My target was 664, and this thing was gone, baby, gone. Unbelievable, ICP. And I don't know if the person asking today is the same person that asked about the super chat. But wow. 1106 too, wow. Right here, when we were looking at here, you can see I'm talking about, I say, right here when it was at 426, I say, looks like a parabolic move is coming for ICP on 1106. That was November, right? Around $4 back when it was right here, November 6th. And wow, I mean, that thing has mooned since then. It wicked all the way to a high of 933. Wow. And it's still hanging out right now. 931. What a move for ICP. I'm going to delete everything and just kind of take a look at it. But you can see we clearly had a call on that. Even, I believe I put an alert on it or something. Whether I looked at it, but I'm pretty sure someone asked a super chat for it. And again, to me, it's all about, I've been learning, it's just this slanted Adam and Eve double bottom pattern just makes money. Like, it's just like, you just come back and things are up higher than they used to be. Maybe I got to keep this up because we have a target too. But that's crazy. Slap on the moving averages and you can see, well, the 8 hours getting a little too far away. We're getting overbought. You know, you can go to the smaller time frames and say, wow, I mean, it may not care right now and go up for a little more, especially on weekend trading with lower volume. Things can get pretty crazy. So I'd watch ICP for possibly one more pump on the smaller time frames, but eventually it does have to come back down on the bigger time frame. You know, that target takes it to 1156. There's a good chance it does continue to do that. I'd love to see Bitcoin get pulled into this liquidity and just rip through these shorts. It looks like it's very possible. It's very close. That gap is pretty big when you compare how easy it can get to these orders. So Bitcoin likely more to want to hit these bigger orders above us than below us, for sure, right? But still, weekend, you can feel the weekend volume, the sentiment. It's not the same, you know. MYRIA making this like 30-second symmetrical triangle. Again, 50-50 pattern. Could go either way. This thing's been hot, though, on everybody's radar. You have to remember there's a lot of people that made money on it, want to sell it. There's a lot of people that FOMO'd and want to get in, creating that symmetrical vibe. We talked about it right here, and it popped huge, right? And it's also, I look at the setup here on MEXC, just because that's where I drew my last chart, where, you know, I can kind of pick up where I left off. So we traded this, you know, ascending triangle for MYRIA, you see? And now it is forming this, what I would call a symmetrical triangle. Four hours oversold too as well, saying that it could make gains, you know. So that's, you know, I always check my 4 hour. If I'm going to trade the 1 hour, I'm always checking the 4 hour time frame. You know, if the 4 hour is not in my favor, it makes me like, you know, I'll be like watching the 1 hour, like I'll be you know, if the 4 hour is not in my favor, I'll set the trade and kind of more walk away on the 1 hour. The 4 hour is not in my favor, and I really want to trade the 1 hour, and it looks like it could make it, then I'll watch it closely, you know. Chance you get this move just because there's a lot of talk for this coin. There's a lot of buzz for it. And there's a lot of people that just want to hold it long term, and they're like, you know what, I'll just get in before too many people buy, you know. That's been happening too. So, and watch out for shady weekend wicks where the price can go up or down really fast. You know, that's something that you'll see a lot too on the weekends. I tend not to, I don't overtrade on, you know, I trade hot altcoins and narratives on the weekends. You know, I'll follow a hot altcoin narrative. Like say I was already in Bonk or something, or I was already in the coin, or I mean, you know. But for the most part, you know, or I'll swing trade. Last weekend, what did we swing? We swung trade JITO last weekend, JTO. Both weekend mornings ended up making gains. You know, it's like when there's a narrative, when something comes my way, I'll take it, right? I never say no to an opportunity, but I don't overtrade on the weekend. I don't like open up and plan to go hard on the weekend. Like, yeah, like let's do it. You know, weekend trading, you know, I'm always wary on the weekend. I always tell myself, you know, and also it depends on the week. You know, if I had a really, really, really good week of trading, then like I'm almost like kind of like the weekend's my reward to like, you know, go over coins, make sure the group is doing its thing, you know, bust my butt for the group, do my lives, and, you know, be with my family as much as I can, get ready for the week ahead, right? All right. Let's help others find our community. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. And just be careful chasing coins that are hot. Like, you know, I tend not to chase coins. Like, if I was an ICP, hopefully I would be selling right now, you know. But, wow, there it did get a nice pop right there to the upside. I mean, it looks good in this 33-minute. Like, it's going to rip. So, that's what it says it's going to. That's what the charts convey. It's not what I believe. It's what the charts say, that what the charts convey, you know. And you can trade this stuff on MEXC, 0 spot maker and taker fee, right? Even swing trade spot is 0. 0 future maker fee too. Even trading futures for 0% fees, unbelievable. We'll get you for 3% if you trade in and out on a market order, but it's still the cheapest fees, the least expensive fees in the game. I love MEXC. International, trade with the entire world on MEX Global, right? Become a global trader and understand the presence of cryptocurrency around the world. MEXC, baby, MEXC. So yeah, ICP doing damage. And what MEXC does is they have all the smallest coins and the biggest coins, you name it. It doesn't matter, you know, from AVAX to the biggest market caps like, you know, like MAVIC, all the way down to the tiniest things like when Pepe first came out. They also have coins when they first came out, like you don't get them late. A lot of like these exchanges, they get these coins at the last second, at the last minute, you know. The Lyceum looking interesting for a possible move here to the upside. 33-minute curving to the upside, looking for a gain. And this is AGI, not to be confused with AGIX, right? And so, like, you know, smaller cap coins on the weekend are funner. For me, a little more adventurous. And if there's a narrative running, like right now, AVAX seems to have a pretty good narrative running. And, you know, everyone's like, it's going to do the next Solana. It's the next one to do Solana moves, you know? And it's just creating the buzz, and you're hearing about it. And it's likely going to kind of follow the buzz that gets created for it. You see this a lot, right? You see it a lot. It's a big mover. It has a big market cap, so it's not going to rip like all the smaller ones. You're not going to see it just absolutely just, you know. But, I mean, as I say that, it's absolutely ripping faces off, right? I mean, all the way up, you know. Hit 45 already. I see a target of 53 all the way up to 60 there, kid. 60, dude. 53.93 to 60.55, dude. That's the target I see, kid. All the way to the upside over there. And like Doge Chain out of nowhere, just getting the love. Already got sold off. It's a smaller coin, but wow, what a move. YGG also looking beautiful. Look at that pump. And Bitcoin just subdued with weekend trading, you know. I don't expect much. I expect sideways price action. Anything's better than a dump, honestly, when it comes to BTC. All right. Shout out to the 841 people here on the live. 287 likes, $87 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely a blessing to be around. And one thing I want to teach you too is about Tap Tools. Tap Tools is where you want to be. Go to taptools.io and make it happen today. Why you want to go to Tap Tools? Tap Tools doesn't pay me. This isn't a sponsored video all the way it sounds like it is, right? I'm like, go to Tap Tools today and check it out. Tap Tools is where you can find all the awesome coins on Cardano. And Cardano's really blowing up with Kopi, with SNEC. I mean, it's got known meme coins that are taking over the game. And when a space has a known meme coin, it means people want to buy Cardano. They want to get a NAMI wallet, NAMI, right? And I got to set up my NAMI wallet. You want a NAMI wallet, NAMI.io. Okay, make sure you're going to the right place. Available on Chrome, Brave, Edge, which whenever it says Brave, you're ready to go. I use the Brave browser, as you know. Use the Brave browser, everybody. When you use the Brave browser and have the shield on, you will not see ads on YouTube, okay, at all. You'll be able to watch YouTube ad-free. That's how it should be. A lot of people don't realize that. That's what should be going on. But check out the NAMI wallet. Jump on in today. And then you'll be able to interact with all the different cool new coins here on Tap Tools. And if you want to jump on in, we have a Cardano section in the group that's going to kind of heat up again. We also have a BRCC section in the group where we talk about Unisats and, Satoshis, right? And, something on unisat.io right now. I'm looking at my Unisat wallet and just, deep dive. And I have some VMPX and some other stuff going down, all right? And we even have people that are like BRC experts and they spend a lot of time in it. Hosky's another interesting coin that's been on the radar. It's another meme there. All right. So, and there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. And we find out about new coins, all different types of stuff. But look, SNEC has really been the winner. Last 7 days, up 114%. Look at this one, though, up 200. Seeing, Gens X. And even in the last 24 hours, SNEC's up 32%. Hosky's up 24%. Kopi, right? Which I believe is cornucopia, if I'm correct, right? And so you can research coins, you can look at the charts, you can find out what's going on, all here at Tap Tools. And this is where you get into the ADA, and you can even connect your wallet, you can buy the coin, you can see the chart while you're buying the coin. It's just really the place to be if you're going to become an ADA in the ADA army and be obsessed with ADA. All right, Tap Tools. Who here knows about Tap Tools? Who here just heard about Tap Tools for the first time? Put a 1 in the comment section if you just heard about Tap Tools. Put a 2 if you knew about Tap Tools and you're all about Cardano. All right, I just want to see. Put a 1 if you just heard about it. Put a 2 if you didn't, if you knew about it, but wow, a lot of people just hearing about Tap Tools for the first time. I love it. Look at that. Look at all those ones. As we're spreading, mass adoption throughout the world. This is how it happens. This is how you do it. Jazz Tech, we get it. You put 2 100 times. But this is how you get it. So shout out to everybody. And this is why Cardano is this is why Cardano is moving. Everyone's like, oh, it's pumping. It's pumping because there's, nothing moves. Like dirt doesn't come out of a hole. Someone has to dig the dirt out. You know what I mean? And I know it may not be the best analogy, but Cardano doesn't start pumping the ecosystem like people start throwing dirt in. You know what I mean? People start actually building. People start doing something with the ecosystem and it starts to move. Things start to happen for Cardano. So that's the whole thing, right? It's creating opportunity and it's fast and seamless and it works, right? Better than its counterparties, in my humble opinion. And over time we will see. And so this is what we'd like to see. Some type of like ascending triangle here. Get the bounce back to the upside. Get tight and get ready for its next big leg up for Cardano. It's just a projection. Take us back to 81. I do see a bigger move. You got to watch my weekly analysis that goes out every single Friday afternoon, and then get into the weekly newsletter that comes out on Saturday. Those two things are going to blow your mind, and they're going to keep you just ready for the week ahead. They're going to show you the macro picture of what's happening in the market, and it's going to be there for you. And let me show you why. Every single, right here, see? And this should have like 30,000 views. I have 50,500 subscribers, and we keep getting more subs. So all these videos that I put out really have a lot of value. Even these, the cryptos on the go, when I give you gems. I think about what I'm going to say before I say it, and I give you gems. All right? Definitely things that you want to be privy to. All right? So what's happening on Bitcoin long-term analysis, check this out. All right. This has been awesome. All right. Yeah. All right, let me finish these super chats, and then I got to jump on out of here for the morning. Bro, maybe Tion, PNDC, God bless, Venus, Gyros. In your opinion, what's the next hot coin? We already know it's in the trading group. Jump on in. I love you. Made 47 this morning. 2 most for me. All because of you, man. God bless you, Pickle Rick. Don't worry, man. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you. $5 out of 47. You're the man. Bond, someone asked. Thoughts on TIA, long-term hold? I mean, doesn't it have a lot of coins to get taken out? Like fully diluted is 14 million, but the market cap is 2 billion or 14 billion. But market cap's 2.1 billion. It's got a big market cap, right? At this point, maybe a 10x. So I don't know. I think it was, if you got in when it was time at $2, you're up 7x now. Yeah, you hold for the 70x, right? Because if you got in at $2 and it goes to 140, you're gonna 70x. So for the people that got in early, there's no reason to sell. For the people right now, it's a little late. It's sad. This is sad to say, and that's why I like really being in it. And again, trading groups are great at any time in the world because it's time to get the information. But when you jump into a trading group in a bear market, smartest thing, the people that did that, the people that took a shot on me in the bears of the market, I mean, it's already paying dividends. Number one, not only do they know way more about the market when the market's really starting to take off, because it's overwhelming to learn divergences and everything you need to know. And then the market's also taken off, So shout out to kudos to everyone that stuck with me in the hard times, Put a 333 in the comment section if you stuck with me through the hard times. And, you were an OG crypto lifer, whether you watched me, whatever you did, put a 333 and let me know, if you're an OG lifer, you've been with us through the hard times. Shout out to Wal Salvador, OMAC, After Hours Investing, Crypto Crusader, and everybody out here. Mike Vollmer, Sonny Singh, Dave Sherbert, Richard Anderson, man, and we've been grinding. Shout out to the 794 people still here on the live. We had 840 people at one point. Unbelievable. On a Saturday morning, I expect nothing better from the lifers. Wish I'd find you before this year. Amen. Hard times. You made so much through January through February, man. Amen. The strongest frequency. All love, brother. Unbelievable. Shout out to everybody. And remember, join the trading group here, cryptolifer.com, cryptolifer.com. If you want to see the gains and see what's been going down, it's been pretty awesome. I'm excited. You should be excited. Everyone has been excited to be in the trading group. Look at this right here, just quickly. Iron, right? We knew Ironfish was hot. Boom to the upside, right? I had it set up on it. Optimus, it's been hot. Beautiful setup for 144% gains. Took like 2 weeks. Unbelievable. Eyes banged on them. And these are the elite traders too, putting these trades out. GSWIFT to the upside. We were looking at that little flag. That thing would continue to pump to the upside. Bonk was just an amazing trade, right? Last few days. Put it out right there in that flag. We hit the alert. This thing would just rip for 226%. Alex Labs would rip for 121. LAI had this beautiful ascending triangle. Pop to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. Right? That was an elite trader that had it. I had ADA in this inverted head and shoulder. The right shoulder was the exact entry. It banged on for 16%. Beautiful green candle. Z token, which is a place where you can swap BRC for ERC20 tokens. This thing started to move because DeFi was hot. Popped up for 74% gains. I did a video on it like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago too. And so I've been researching these coins. Like my life is altcoins. My entire life. For the last 4 or 5 years, all I do is research altcoins after altcoin. And then do bench presses on my back so my traps are just bigger than the biggest man I've ever met. No. So LAI, also saw this ascending triangle. This popped up, again. And then I also learned about long-term holds, cool ideas. Someone asked about the super chat. It went exactly to the target. So he was like, wow, he becomes a believer because he came here and asked about it. I went over it. 2 days later, he's like, it went to where you said, now what? It's funny, right? TIA in this little flag before it got that massive bigger pump on the 10th. And Adam was in a tight channel. It went up about 23%. Never hit the stop loss, too. These things never hit stop losses. Like, the entries were the exact moments and the times, Anyway, The list goes on. Radium last week, and we went over this on the weekly screen share. Every single week, I then spend another hour and a half, sometimes 3 hours, from 7:30 to 9. We can go to 10:30, depending. And I do a weekly screen share with everybody. I also have token metrics. We go deep diving that, and we find the coins that are coming and that are hot and that are trending. I feel like we do so much to make sure we know what's coming that week and what we can take advantage of. Because there's always a trend coming. There's always something. And to be on it early and to see it through the technical analysis is really the key. And that's what we do here in the trading group. So jump on in and get in early while the market's still just revving up. Before, you know, and understand, and then get the education. There's a $2,000 really trading course in there for free that people are charging so much money for that'll blow your mind. Just so much information that'll really get you to the next level. So I can't wait to bring you on and bring you into my world, the world of crypto, right? So many coins to talk about, so many coins we went over already today. And the chat, it's the chat that keeps me going, and it's the chat that runs the group, and the group just keeps it moving. Let's take a look at BYTE, MATIC, Bond, and TIA. Strongest crew in the game. I thought there was some more, though. Let me take a look here. And shout out to Gabucci. Shout out to John Preston. Shout out to Lego My Sats 369. Cody, Tori, Heir to the Ron. Oh, yeah, back in the day. I remember you. Shout out to Jamie. Shout out to Gabucci. Shout out to Lazaro Alberto. Carrie Weldon. XG Gaiman. Can you take a look at BYTE? Stevo 150886. Catherine Brutanini. Good morning. Fairly new to trading, but really excited to be a part of your trading. Have you covered MATIC already? Let's celebrate a first super chat on a live stream. I love that, man. We have a lot of people doing their first super chats ever. And then Bond from Richard Tang. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. Shout out to all the beautiful women, all the beautiful guys. I don't man, I guess. Yeah, like I said, you're all beautiful people, right? Don't judge me there. You know, I love my wife. In your opinion, what's the next hot coin? Bullish Roger Dodger, Pickle Rick, Chas and Dana, Venus Gyros, and all you beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look here. So we looked at GSWIFT. I see it in a bit of a flag, right? You want it to come back down to that 21 on the 4 hour. See what it does, but it's interesting. It doesn't look like it may not be over yet. It's going to consolidate and find its way. Definitely put an alert on it and watch it for its next possible move to the upside. It's a hotter coin than normal, you know? So. Yeah, Coinos is just coming back down after that dippage. Wow, all the way to the 886 now, too. You know? But getting closer and closer to that. Now, if this is something that I would like long term, I'd start the DCA and do it, right? Because, you know, I'm not up there, was too late. And a lot of people really like this coin. The people that are into it think it's going to be the newest thing, the hottest one. I believe it's a very, it's very cheap. Almost, was it free to send? You know? But, I don't know the hype behind it. I'm not in love with the coin at all. I'm just watching it come back down. I like to watch retracements and watch how they come back up. I learn from each retracement every single time, so I'm just observing. And, you know, by my records and by my system and what I've studied in my life, you know, within 2 to 3 weeks, like we should be getting, it should have bounced and we should be somewhere up in here again. But only time will tell. No guarantees. You know, woulda, shoulda, coulda, but that's what I'm looking at for coin. I do hold Atom and Arbitrum, and that's just the answer. To me, that was just a question. He's not asking me to actually do technical analysis. They're just asking me, hey, do you hold these two coins? All right. Rev is just lower market cap. Had a huge pump. Came down. Huge pump. Came down. So you're just looking for it to break that trend, really, right? And kind of it's got that rounded. I mean, not really a fan. So many better charts out there, to be honest. Right? Just so many other better charts out there that interest me, that look, you know, more poised. But it is retraced, right? If you're into it. If you think it's awesome, it's 786 retracement. Sometimes I don't include those crazy wicks. Even then, it's still pretty close to a 786. Previous support becomes resistance right here, which is awesome. But if you lose that, you're coming down to this lower, these two lower areas and possibly right down into this pocket. Attempting a bit of a double bottom, but I'm just really not a fan. Even the 12-hour, even though it's low, still pointing somewhat down. Daily super oversold. You did just get above the 200 SMA on the 3-day chart, which usually means it's only a matter of time till another big move is coming. Two-day chart looks interesting too as well. I mean, entering some type of accumulation phase in a buy zone, if this is your coin, for me, it's not my coin, so I'm all set. All right, I'm all set. All right, let's take a look at BYTE, BYTE on Ethereum. You said is that, and it's on Polonia next too. Bybit, or this is it here, BYTE on Polonia next. Brand new coin. Yeah, it came out yesterday. And let's see if we can get it somewhere else too as well. Don't put USDT in there, right? $8 million market cap with the 77s there. Just moving on the way to the upside. It is on Ethereum. By Groat's dog. It's a freaking meme coin. All right. I don't know. I'll take a look at it, but I'm already kind of just like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind speculatively trading a meme, but there's a difference between a meme that's cool and just whatever that everyone, there's whatever the trash that everyone picks up off the street. I'm not saying this is one of those. I don't mean to be rude like in that sense. So it had a beautiful run up from, made massive gains when it first came out, like most memes, like everyone that knew about it. 25x, came back down, pumping again. Does it get back to its all-time high? Too risky for 100% gains, in my humble opinion. I don't know. You have to do your research to really like this coin. BYTE is a novel ERC meme token that creatively intertwines the world of cryptocurrency and popular culture, intertwined by Elon Musk. Dog BYTE in reference to his Grok AI. I don't know, man. Nah, I gotta move on. Appreciate the mark, appreciate it. And again, this may be the next hot, biggest meme, and then we'll look back and be like, wow, lifer. But it doesn't give me those. It doesn't give me those Grok vibes. It doesn't give me those Safe Moon vibes, from back in the day, not now, Good morning. Can you look at the NEXA? Shout out to the best community. 3 gains on Filecoin. Man, banging on them. Last one, BNT. I've been opening up small positions each time it hit 770. Daily starting to turn up. Thank you for your time, brother. Shout out to Gabucci. Shout out to Crypto Sam. And people are asking about NEXA. NEXA. So there's BYTE. And Bitcoin doing damage, doing what it does. And honestly, that's getting above the 200 SMA. That's a really good sign for Daddy. Sorry, excuse my language, but I just want to see us get above. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Let's get above this 200 SMA. I knew that 2-hour looked really good to me. And now we're in the money really nicely again in that trade. So shout out to anyone. And that's how I saw it, right? Nice big move right there too. Bit more of a short squeeze coming here. Let's take a look at the squeeze that we just got on the BOOKMAP. Le BOOKMAP. It's the best French book in the game. Le BOOKMAP. And look, all the way to Le 700. We haven't seen that this morning yet. Beautiful short squeeze to the upside. Liquidations abound at 42.7. All right. And I've been long. I called a long. Shout out to everyone that may or may not be jumping on in to that, Yeah. And I'm just going to take the music down. I want to do some TA on a couple things. All right, cool. Yeah, for sure. And what we'll do is we'll do one thing for you there, Jamie. We'll take away this one for now. How's that? And we'll take away this one for now, just so it's not as shilly. And they don't know what I'm doing there, so, right? And there, that works. That works. Bitcoin, nice move at 42,670, and we did call along in the trading group. I've been long. I looked at this Sammy Cup and Handy. I mean, I'm Sammy Cup and Handy. There's no denying that, right? There's no denying that. We're going to take a look at 4 coins that I want to kind of break down. 4 coins that really run DeFi. You know, and these 4 coins also are, you know, trending. And they're pretty hot on iTrust Capital right now. So you want to check them out on iTrust Capital. Link in the description and in the QR code. Check it out. iTrust Capital, the coolest and the best place to move your IRA, Roth IRA, you know, really plan for the future and do it tax-free. And you can't really do it in such a unique sense as you can do it with iTrust Capital. So check them out. And let's take a look at AAVE right now and, you know, zoom on in to AAVE. AAVE is hot because it runs DeFi, all right? And it's kind of the backbone of DeFi. You know, like Bitcoin's like the backbone of most of, you know, the whole market. AAVE is like the backbone of DeFi. It's like the bigger, more coin, you know, bigger coin, more substantial, you know, been around a long time, has never dealt with really any crazy security issues, and is really, you know, it's just been a forefront and a foundational coin when it comes to DeFi. So I saw it in this, you know, like here, as you can see inside of this kind of, it was making pretty nice little pennant, you know, ascending triangle here. Made the dolphin dip, which is usually a liquidity grab, but, you know, previous resistance became support, bounced back to the upside. My target for that is 148, but what I like to do is I like to take you on a little bit of a dive here and look at this coin, you know, on the bigger time frames. So we'll go to the daily. I'll zoom on in, and you can see this is what I call accumulation. And you can see it's been accumulation since May, just up and down, up and down. Before we know it, it will have been a year. But, you know, these are the times, and you can see it hitting the lows, hitting the lows, hitting the lows, hitting the lows. And you can see the low part of accumulation was somewhere at about 48. The high part of the accumulation was somewhere where we're at now at about 113 and 120, 110, 120 area, right? So you can see we're going to have a little bit of resistance at 120, and then we ran pretty fast. You know, whenever you run pretty fast up or down, you're not going to have that much trouble going back up. So you can see we can get all the way back up here to about 199. That's a level, and I wouldn't be surprised we could get there a lot faster than people realize based on how fast we got moved to the downside. So once we get above this 120 area, even like, let's even say this major resistance right there, because that's a big bounce area. So once we get above right now, like 117, 115, looks like we can easily run up to 199. There's really not going to be a lot of resistance. A little bit right there at about 158, but not a lot. This has some type of Adam and Eve double bottom vibes too. So now we can see that, and then we can break down kind of our support zones too as well. And you can see that we have strong support here. We have strong support right here. All right. And so we have ourselves caught inside a bit of a range. And then I find us inside in a channel like so, which we attempted to break out of, but got, you know, sold back out of for whatever reason. I see this continuing to the upside. Whether we come back and bounce here and go sideways, or we eventually fill this candle and break out the next candle, I see us breaking out and getting more bullish. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get to 157, 158 in the next, you know, 2 to 3 weeks, based off what the charts are saying and what I'm also seeing on the bigger market. You know, the DXY losing more market structure, and you know, Bitcoin also gaining more market structure, but the DXY losing, Tether dominance falling down, and Bitcoin dominance also getting, looking like it's going to take a little bit more market share from the rest of the, you know, the world. Like people selling off the dollar, which is only going to help DeFi and projects like AAVE. So AAVE's on the radar. I like what I'm seeing for AAVE, possibly 158 for AAVE. The next coin that's, you know, a big major player in DeFi too that is also trending on iTrust Capital is Compound, right? Want to check out Compound as well. I've been watching Compound closely in this tight channel, as you can see. But let's delete my old work and kind of look at what I see now. I like to zoom out, 3-day chart, daily chart, and you can see same thing happening as AAVE, very similar. It found its bottom, which it bounced off of, you know, about 3 times, then had its first higher low in a while, Its low is really 28, so it's about, a little less than doubled. It did have that high of 85 with a quick spike there in July, but came back down and found that perfect bottom area, really. The last chance to get in, really, was September. The fall, I'll tell you right now, fall before a halving is usually, between September, October, and November. In my lifetime, have been some of the greatest buys that I've been able to get for altcoins. There have been better buys, but you have to hold for so long. For the return and for the amount of time I've held, you really can't beat that time of year. This time of year right now where we're at, really, and it spills into December, and there will be some gems. It's not all over, but there was a lot of amazing deals, so to speak, September, October, and November, where coins were just the lowest you could absolutely get them. And, we'll see what happens as the halving comes for Bitcoin. So what I've been watching is just kind of this uptrend, right, as you can see. And then, all we have left is this kind of downward trending, top trend, resistance, resistance, resistance. Once we break through this, it's really smooth sailing all the way back to 80. So it's, and this is called, to me, a symmetrical triangle. And they go up or down, but there's really not a lot of sell pressure. As you can see, we've came from such a low area and have only been slowly getting bought up to the upside. So also right here, in and of itself, is a point of control, and it's a bit of a flag. And we're going to zoom into the daily now where we see a little more information. So I'm watching this flag on comp, which to me looks nice. It's consolidating. It's getting tighter. It's showing that there's buy pressure here. I love bullish consolidation, up and down price movement. And remember, DeFi is also getting hot. People are, hey, why would I be in the dollar? Tether dominance is falling. People want to start getting into and this is a bigger DeFi project that people find, quote unquote safer. And, it also has a bit of a name and a good reputation. So I see temporary move, possibly to 75, and a bigger move headed up to 111 for comp. Solana has just been continuing to be amazing too. Solana also trending. And, Solana to 80 was almost basically a guarantee, in my humble opinion, because it has so much going for it. When you really break down Solana and think about it, it has payments with Solana Pay. It's got NFTs with Bonk. It has meme coins with Bonk. And it has NFTs going for it. It's got so much. It's got almost every ecosystem and all the different facets that blockchain covers going for it. Look at the daily about to break out. This one looks the most bullish to me of all the coins, honestly, that we're looking at. You can see this parabolic move that had happened, that it started running since $20. It's about to complete a 4x, right? And that's, that's just a pretty fast move. Ever since October, right? So really, but, when these parabolic moves happen, you'll go the move of that length of that pole. And so you're looking for $131 Solana. And it's only a matter of time. This thing's going to start to run again and start to move. The ecosystem had a little bit of a hype. It went sideways for a bit, but DeFi's picking up, and Solana's fast, efficient, really good output. So there's only a matter of time that Solana starts to make a bit of a move here. I see Solana making a big move. It's hitting resistance here at 79, but wow, right? 130 is the next target for Solana. Rising wedges break out, and they break out parabolically. This is when I like to break out on my parabolic curve. This is why all the different forms of TA are fun, like using the parabola, knowing how to use it, when to use it, when to break it out, when not to break. It's just you become like a master of the tools of TradingView, and over time they really serve their purpose. So I like the stochastics low in the daily, RSI looking interesting, Solana building up, really getting ready for its next bigger move to the upside. When I go small ball here, into the 4 hour in a smaller time frame, I see an inverted head and shoulder about that also looks interesting to me. So, and that alone is inside of its own, we could say its own channel. So Solana looking very interesting to me, on its way to $131, also trending hard, and a coin that you can buy on iTrust Capital, right? And the cool thing about it is, say I bought this on iTrust Capital at 20 and it goes to 130 and I 7x and I sell, and then I put that money into Bitcoin. I can do that tax-free inside of my iTrust Capital. And then, take that, what if that becomes a great amount of Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin hits $10-20 million 20 years from now, and I'm sitting on a huge retirement that I can take out. And that's just that's the beauty of iTrust Capital too. Solana looking really, really nice. I like what I'm seeing for Solana. So just really starting to get a big parabolic move here. My call for Solana to 131 coming. HBAR, another coin that was eventually going to have its day. We saw that it was double bottoming. I had this little flag. Then I even posted this little flag, and both targets are about to get hit at about 0.9 cents. This one you can see is running right now. Solana ran and then kind of has gone sideways somewhat. This one is running, so it might pull back a little bit, but it looks pretty good. Also has that little bit of a double bottom, Adam and Eve kind of thing with this beautiful double bottom. I mean, that's a beautiful double bottom right there. Textbook double bottom for HBAR, and it bounces back to the upside. People like this coin. It gets a lot of buzz. There's ideas it's going to be involved. People like this coin. It gets a lot of buzz. There's ideas it's going to be involved in the new payment system, ISO 222. You never know, but there's some ideas behind that. You know, you hear that kind of talk, HBAR. So the daily is getting a little high, but it did get above a previous resistance. So when I do that, when I see that, I flip on my moving averages. And what I'm really looking for is just, I'm looking for sideways price action, and I'm looking for it to stay above resistance and come and hang out with the 21-day moving average. If we can do that, I see HBAR getting for its next leg up to about 10 cents. So I'm looking for the daily to go sideways while this white line, which is the 21-day moving average, to go sideways too as well and to come up and eventually kiss price action. If it can do that and come up and kiss price action, that's a setup that I love and dream for. I would like the stochastics to reset while the price action goes sideways too. That tells me there's a buildup of momentum and things are getting ready. We could see a bigger pullback, but right now the daily looks pretty good. But I see sideways price action for HBAR after it had a pretty big run up. You can see the last like 20 days, it's just been ripping, only 2 days of red. So HBAR, but that also tells me it got above a previous resistance. Let's just see it stay above that, use that as support, make some type of sideways bullish consolidation, and I could see HBAR up at 10 cents not too long from now. Everyone, these are some amazing coins that you can check out on iTrust Capital today. Check them out, and you'll be pleasantly surprised at the variety and also the opportunities that are coming. All right. So, yeah, thank you. Appreciate everybody. I just wanted to get a segment done that I had to get done. There you go. Jamie, you're the best, man. I hope that was done accurately and well for you there. Bitcoin holding 42,620. Doing exactly what we need. Loving it. Loving it. Loving it. It's not going to be the perfect, oh yeah, it's going to have that like, whatever. It's not going to be perfect though, like the higher quality, but, you know. All right, everyone, I got to jump on out of here. I know we got 900 beautiful people here, 935 people on the live on a Saturday morning. God bless each and every one of you for being here. It just feels good to be alive, right? It feels good to be happy. I like being with people that want to be in a good mood, and so many beautiful people come out and they're in a good mood here on the stream. Let's take a look at NEXA on MEXC. And so we're just watching MEXC come into the sweet spot, right? I tell you, NEXA is something I'm slowly just accumulating and holding for 2-3 months, you know, waiting for the next bigger run and seeing what's going to happen. No stress on NEXA for me personally. If you're stressing it, you put too much in, you're sweating, you're sweating it, but to me, you don't want to be sweating the bag like that, right? So take a deep breath, relax. And again, don't dream it. And small coins with low market caps, I only put what I'm willing to lose. You know, if I lose everything in NEXA, I could walk away tomorrow and never even think about it again. You know, I'd be like, dang, I want most of my opportunities to play out. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Do whatever makes you happy. I'm just telling you what I do when it comes to smaller coins. But I like what NEXA is doing. I believe in it. It had a huge run up. People just slowly taking profits. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to gear up for its next move. This is just a healthy correction. I see for almost every coin, and every single asset in the world does something similar to what NEXA is doing right now. VAI, VIOT, right? I say it's still inside the flag. Maybe it left and came back in. I'm still bullish on that. Baby, when you make that sound, it sounds like I'm like housing somebody. Like, you know what I mean? My wife is pregnant and she'll randomly just go, oh. But it's like it sounds like I'm housing somebody. I don't know. I don't know if anyone can hear. Maybe no one can hear it either. I don't know. VAI getting tighter. It also has shoulder, head, and shoulder there. Interesting. Really have to do something like this. A lot of symmetrical triangles around town, honestly. Which in my mind, they're mostly bearish. Most of the time, I see them break to the downside. But the daily looks good to me. So, Adam and Eve double bottom, broke above resistance. It's really, on MEXC, it's about to be in price discovery. May not be on other, you know. The whole market looks good, though. See, the total market cap looks good to me, so it's leading me to believe most coins are going to hit. So, like, this one has, 22 cents coming. That's the target. STARL was hot, and then it got sold off, and it's been kind of, like, down for a while. Oh, it got a pump. Funny, I kind of looked at it like an Adam and Eve double bottom there, you see? Got a nice recovery in the last, 36 hours. Smaller coin, though. You got to believe in this one. Lower market cap. Nice little run up. But, the 45-minute, even if it's hot right now, I see a pullback coming back to the 21-day moving average before it can run up again. But I believe there's better setups than STARL, right now, at the present moment. We took it when it was hot. I mean, I remember when I ran it up, and it was awesome. And, I just kept putting out little setups, and they kept moving. But then, ever since then, it's been kind of lackluster. Again, it might be someone's long-term hold. It's completely different. I'm not into that coin that long like that. SDAO, USDT, Singularity DAO. I own this coin. All right. I own, I put like $1,000 in it over time. So I've built a tiny bag. It's not not big. Well, I'm willing to lose. If I do lose, it is what it is. Little flag. Now, this is the governance token that is connected to Singularity.net. All right. So, look, it's got the Adam and Eve. It broke the neckline, made the flag. I'm seeing this a lot, too. Adam and Eve with the little flag. Not amazing, right? I don't like the price action here. It's not amazing. It is above the 200 SMA on the daily, which is somewhat of a good sign. And you're getting tight moving averages. All moving averages above key areas. 4 hours in a tight little flag. It looks somewhat interesting, but it doesn't look amazing. It's kind of like the market. Like, the market looks somewhat enticing, but we have, symmetrical triangles in a few places, too. At the end of the day, it isn't a flag, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down to the bottom of the channel. Previous support is resistance, though. Second it loses its support, I don't see why it won't drop right back down to 40 cents, This is something I would buy long-term and hold for the market. Was something that I'm willing to lose, but that's me. I don't know what other people are thinking, but that's, SDAO, Singularity DAO, right? And it's kind of a, it's a very low, this coin has I think an $8 million market cap. Very, very small. You're definitely playing degen style when it comes to that coin. All right. Barn Bridge, been a long time since we saw that coin on the radar. Remember trading this puppy? Some crazy sideways price action. But again, low spread, not, Not like when it first came out with some hype. The bots are kind of over it now, but it could break out. Target to 7. But just not my cup of tea. All right, I have to be honest. Shout out to all the fan funding here. $117 in fan funding. You people are absolutely beautiful. And Bitcoin back to 570. And watch out for liquidity grabs on the weekend. Don't get too excited. Whenever I'm trading on the weekends, if I am trading, I take it easy. All right. I take it easy. All right. All right, everybody. And MATIC was an ass coin, right? MATIC. What did you say, baby?
Mommy's really fun with Maria's kitchen. She said she can't wait. Okay,
What are we gonna eat in Maria's kitchen? It's like breakfast though. So MATIC's a setup I have in the trading group. I've gone over it many times. If you want to know more, come back to the trading group. But I just see it getting tighter in the zone, and DeFi is picking up, and MATIC's a big gain. What do you need, honey bun?
Where is your credit card? Where is your wallet?
I believe it's on my bureau, but I'll be done in 1 second, okay, honey bun? All right, everyone, I got to jump on out of here, but I'm looking at MATIC, looking very tight at the channel. My whole group knows about MATIC. I've been going over it for days now, on and off, over and over. Looks very nicely, about to make a big move. HUAHUA is actually the next bigger one. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Chihuahua, right? But HUAHUA is really starting to gain some steam. And look at the big move it had. And honestly, someone told me last night it was going to make a big move, and then it did. It could end up being the bigger. It could be the one that this could be just the beginning, and it ends up way up in here. You know what I mean? Here's something I might just throw $500 on and walk away. Chihuahua, and find out what happens, right? So crazier things have been happening. I'll tell you that, right? So this is kind of the next big meme, everyone. That's may get another big pump. You never know, or it could be a rug pull and go all the way to the downside. You never know. Be very, very careful. High risk, high reward on stuff like that. I'm always building a bag of Bitcoin and get myself ready for the longer idea, right? Shout out to everybody here. We appreciate you. We thank you. And thank you so much for jumping on into the live stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, being a part of all of the awesomeness. Thank you for the support. And I can't wait to show you the belt when it gets here in the mail. And may God bless each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. God bless you all. Thank you.